I decided that the first thing I would need to do would be to get a space. And then as I started to talk to other actors and directors and writers in the community, I realized they were facing the same thing. So I decided to, to find a space and build it out and create a black box so that we can bring productions in here and we can help local directors, playwrights, and actors mount projects that otherwise they wouldn't be able to mount.
Why did you agree to do this anyway? I had no choice in the matter.
You could have gone on suspension again.
No, not this time. But you're not under contract. Why agree to do something we all realize would be at best a forgettable flop?
Well, darling, even I have to eat. It's money, as I said before. Private life is lucrative, to be sure, but as you may well imagine, I have expensive appetites, which must be filled.
I've heard rumors to the effect.
Well, what happens to you after this lovely epic is completed? What bright new star vehicles hang on your horizon?
Well, as I said before, I'll be finished with Jack Warner by then. My agent has a script he wants me to read called All About Eve. I hope it's not another religious picture.
At your age, I rather doubt it. Unless they intend for you to play God.
If you're interested in knowing why these boxes are here...
Well, nobody is interested.
Oh, you can be as snippety as you like for all the good it'll do you.
You two will have to stop arguing.
Oh, I don't argue with her.
You will just have to stop.
Well, then why don't you go call a band man and have her turn it away? Don't bother. There's no need.
No doubt. Perhaps I can go away myself.
Well, one way or the other. The way things are now, it's impossible. In the first place, it's too crowded in this apartment, and it's you that takes up all the space with your enema bottles and pickaninnies and God only knows what else. And now these boxes.
These boxes are... I've never heard of enema bottles.
Oh,
she means enema bags, but she doesn't know the difference. Mommy comes from extremely bad stock. And besides that, when Mommy was born, well, it was a difficult delivery, and her head was shaped like a banana.
my God, you're ungrateful. You see that, Daddy? You see how ungrateful she is after all these years, after all we've done for her? One of these days, you're going away in a van. That's what's going to happen to you.
Do tell. Like a banana! Just like a banana. My word!
You stop listening to her. She'll say anything. Just the other day, she called Daddy a hedgehog.
She didn't. Oh, that's right, baby. Stick up for me.
I don't know where she gets these words. On television, maybe.
I don't always want to be a salesman. I hope someday to be a merchant.
What kind?
Dry goods. I've clerked in stores since I was 12.
I remember you waiting on me when you worked out at the hub. Not everybody can work with Mr. Jackson, but you always seem to get on with him.
He's always been very kind to me. Well, he loaned me the money to go to business school.
Well, that was certainly very nice of him.
He was born in Alabama.
I know.
He married Miss Eula Edmonds from Alabama.
Eula Edmonds. They're very congenial.
Yes, they are.
I don't have a great deal of confidence in myself either.
You don't?
No, I'm really very timid.
I knew that.
Did you?
Oh, yes. Mr. Jackson said that if I ever wanted my own store, that he'd loan me the money.
Well, that was certainly nice of him. Would you like your own business?
Someday.
Did you attend your sister's wedding?
No. I was in Mississippi at the time.
What time was Sybil Thomas married?
I think around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Someone said they saw Mrs. Thomas uptown in the late morning shopping. They say she was buying the wedding dress. I'm not sure of that, of course.
Yes, Papa, you better go.
Will I see you tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
What time should I come for you? The lecture show starts at 7.
6:30.
Good night.
Have you ever been to the army?
No, it's in the Adriatic, isn't it?
The Baltic, I think.
No, I made sure it was in the Adriatic.
I have an aunt who went there once.
I once had an aunt who went to Tasmania. Isn't it funny how the south of France has become so fashionable in the summer?
Yes, it's awfully funny.
I laughed about it for months.
Personally, I think it's a bit hot. Although, of course, one can lie in water all day.
Yes, the bathing is really divine.
I have a friend who has a house at Catherine.
Really?
Yes, right on the edge.
Oh, that must be marvelous.
Well, he seems to like it.
I don't really like that more than anything else in the world. It always gives me such a tremendous feeling of adventure. First of all, there's the thrill of packing, having your passport visas and everything, and then the actual excitement of starting off along trains and boats and planes, and then the most thrilling thing of all, arriving at strange places, meeting strange people, and eating strange foods.
And making strange noises afterwards.